convenient. What I've done is I've emptied the rice into a nice big pot, like a nice big bowl like that, so I can cool off. And you'll notice that some of the rice is stuck in my pan. Don't worry. Easy way to do it is if you just fill it with water and let it sit, the rice will come off nice and easy and you won't scratch your pan. Now, I've got my rice here in a bowl and you can see lots of steam is coming off of it. So if you do this, it helps sort of let the heat escape. And if you taste a little bit of it, still cooking by the way, hot. You'll feel that the grains are just cooked. And they're not that tasty at this point, don't worry, because we want them to be bland. Now, if I was making a risotto, by the way, that packet made enough for about 6 main course risottos, I'd say, by the time you add all your other ingredients. But if I was making a risotto, I would then fry my chicken and bacon or my mushroom or my vegetables or whatever the flavour of the risotto is. I would then add the rice, bit of white wine, red wine if you were doing a red risotto, beetroot makes it pink. You can use a tomato based sauce like I'm sure I've got something here in the cupboard, like some Napolitana sauce goes well in a risotto, which makes it sort of a bit Italian-y, which isn't really a word. Yes, it's a technical term. And you can also use cream, and then you just reduce the ingredients, you put the rice in last and let the rice cook for the rest of the way, and there you have risotto. You add some Parmesan cheese, a bit of garlic, a bit of white wine. As long as you've got the rice, the garlic, the Parmesan cheese and the wine. The rice, the wine, the Parmesan cheese and the garlic. Then you have risotto. I really like to do a lamb and feta risotto. My chicken and mushroom risotto was pretty popular in the last place I worked. A vegetarian risotto, of course, for the vegetarians. Some people like it with cream base, some people like it with a red base, like with a Napoli sauce, and some people don't like any base at all. I've now let my rice cool right down. You can see I can put my finger in it and it doesn't hurt because it's not hot. And oh yes, beep beep outside. Don't you know we're filming in here? Anyway, sorry about that rude interruption. We have our rice, which every now and again I've just tossed it so that it's nice and light and fluffy and it's cooled down. Now while it's still warm, you'll feel that it's still quite warm. I have clean hands, by the way, as you can see when I check my nails. Anyway, I've got a cup and a half. This is a large cup, obviously. It's about 150 grams of shredded light tasty cheese, which I'm just mixing through. Then I also have 250 grams of ricotta, and I got the extra light. Now the ricotta in the tub is very creamy. The one that you can buy from the supermarket deli is possibly better, depending on which consistency you want, because the one from the deli is more grainy. This one is more, as you can see, very wet. So I just pop that in there. Now I've got myself a bag of Parmesan cheese here, and that's a 100-gram bag, but I don't think I'm going to use all of it. Probably about half, so about 50 grams of Parmesan cheese in there will do the trick. A bit more. That's about half a bag there. No, yes, that's about half a bag. And some black pepper. So I like my black pepper. Not too much, don't want to make it too peppery. And don't add any salt, because the Parmesan cheese and also tasty cheese sometimes can be quite salty. So now, the next bit, I have to set up my camera stand so you can see me do it. Okay, here I am. Now, I've got myself a bunch of chives and I've cut off the ends, and because the ends are usually where the roots are, or the tips of them where they dry out, so I don't want to add any of those. And I'm very, very carefully and finely chopping up my fresh chives. Now, if you don't have fresh chives, or they're too expensive in the supermarket, or you haven't got any growing yourself, what you can do is that you can buy freeze-dried chives. They're not as good, but they do just as well. And they're all, you can have them on hand in the cupboard. And I really like freeze-dried chives in my sour cream on potatoes, to be honest. But anyway, so I chop up all of those. Bear with me, so that they're all nice and like so, and then pop them in there. Also, I have some cleaned, well, not cleaned very well by the look of it. I thought I'd cleaned them well. You make sure that you get all the outside leaves off of them. Now these are a little bit older, as you can see, so I've cut off all the old bits, and I always like to use the green bits of the spring onion. And once again, chopping them up very finely into nice slices with a sharp knife. This knife's a little bit better than the other one that I was using. Ironically, this knife is I bought from an Asian shop for $4, and it's one of my favourite knives now. Anyway, so you get the general idea. Cut them all up and put them in. I've got about three or four spring onions there. Okay, here I am once again. I apologise for the camera angle because I only have two hands and I need them for this. So you can look at my belly. Now I've got everything into the bowl, and I'm going to give it a nice mix. First of all, I'll start with the spoon, and then once I've got it virtually mixed, I'll get my clean hands in there, and I'll make sure that it's all mixed properly. There you go, now wash your hands. Maybe we've got to go and get some eggs. Okay, need some eggs. I reckon maybe one or two. We'll try two. Now, luckily, I can do this with one hand. So get my egg, and I crack my egg in there. My second one, being very careful not to get any shell in there, and then mix that bit in. Alright? Okay, now for the next bit, I've got my bowl and I've mixed it up, mixed in the egg. You might choose to put a little bit more spring onion, or a little bit more parmesan, or whatever, you know, you've got to taste it and sort of decide what you think. Now that's a good base flavour, not too overpowering, just nice and light and cheesy. You don't want to have the flavours too overpowering, otherwise you won't be able to taste the chives. Now, that's really nice. Now, I've got myself a bowl of nice plain water and a tray, and the next step is for me to set you up, and I don't know if you can see me. And let's see, I'll set you up here. Oh, don't fall. Now, can you see me? Let me have a look. Okay, now that I've got you set up, hello. Now, first thing we're going to do is get some water on your hands, nice clean water on your nice clean hands. This will help stop the mixture from sticking to you. And what we're doing is we're making balls, and I'm cupping it in the palm of my hand like so. And then we're putting each ball on the tray.